all the knights come out and white can castle short. This is what we're looking at. Before, if I can play the short castle, what am I doing wrong here? I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Short
started. This is still the thinking, and now it's the official handshake and the clock starts. C4 blitzed out.
Alireza had of course pre-decided what he wants to play, immediately play c4, and Magnus Carlsen is the guy who often comes late to the board. We've seen him come 2.5 minutes late for a blitz game that has only 3 minutes starting time. So definitely you see him on the board here early on, thinking about his first moves, and he also immediately blitzes out the reply, knight to f6, opening up the way for his king eventually to shot castle.
Yeah, and also he had to take care of the h7 pawn. Yeah, that was one of those tricky situations when the h7 pawn was immediately hanging after c4. Yeah, Alireza is going for the standard, if we can call something standard already. We talked about this, the players very much like to open up their bishops. C4, b4, eventually something like bishop b2, bishop b3. Probably the knights jumping out now to f3 and g3. And then short castle will happen both from white and from black side. Magnus, however, cannot play any copycat kind of strategy in this position. Yeah, white has already grabbed too much space on the queen side. So it will be a question, how does he occupy the center? Is he going for the e5 structures and then tries to play e5, c6? And then maybe even bishop c7, d5, trying to play like a anti-Sicilian kind of strategy. The knight is already perfectly placed. Normally that knight is rerouted to g6 like this. Now the knight can jump in. We have seen Gukesh playing these e5 structures against Fabiano yesterday.
Really interesting. I mean, Magnus, he's slowing down. He's also perhaps thinking about how e5 eventually can be met by the f-pawn moving forward to f4. Let's point out the rook is already on an ideal situation on f1. This bishop will come on the b2 diagonal. So there's so much to look at in this position. And Magnus strikes on the c5. He goes with the move c5.
Wow. I have been thinking about this move, but I was not sure. How do you evaluate the consequences of b takes c5, queen takes h2, and then he wants to go pawn hunting?
And he does it, by the way.
Aren't those pawns poison pawns?
So Alireza immediately takes on c5, just a few seconds think there. So he wants to go in for the line, and you bring your queen out in the open so early on, you have to be extremely careful. And I think, Peter, what you're trying to say is that the knight jumps in with the attack on the queen first. Yes, you can take on g2, but you're also allowing the white rook to jump in with the attack.
Yeah, and then jumping with the other knight to g3, I'm gonna push d4, e4, and I'm gonna start expanding in the king in the center, and also on the yeah. Let's just show this, because I'm really worried for Magnus that how did he decide so quickly on the
end? And we might be seeing this on the board. Queen h2 played. Knight f3 is the line that, Peter, we're looking at.
Yeah, knight g3 for example.
You want to start immediately with knight g3. No need to rush with rook g1. And black's queen just feels so misplaced.
And d4, e4. Yeah, I'm pushing in the center. Of course, I have to watch out for bishop a5 check. That's the cheapo. That's the trick that Magnus is relying on.
And I also want to point out.
it's the knight will be boxed.
So actually Magnus found the perfect square for the bishop to target the idea, because after your king does come to e2, your knight on h3 will be trapped. You can't keep the fortress anymore.
Knight e3 was only move.
Yeah.
And he finds it.
Yeah, but now he has to jump around with his knight in a completely different
Yes, because this would have lost
in
this
enemy.
opponent.
Yeah, exactly, in enemy's territory, and now Magnus is running after that knight. Bishop c5. How do you escape? Knight c6.
Does Magnus manage to do this? He just
King
broke
e5.
a fortress we thought which was impossible.
Well, he doesn't believe in fortresses. And it's apparently it's over. Yeah, how do you escape with the knight? Yeah, it's getting trapped. Knight d8, it's also trapped. Knight d8 has to be played.
But you still have the thing
But
is,
it runs nowhere from. Yeah, chess is the most dramatic of all games. This is, and now with freestyle chess, this is insane because we get this from first move.
pauses. He knows that he's done it. He's managed to trap the knight. Now he needs to find a way forward, because my first instinct was take away this a5 square.
Yeah, and
then
knight
he comes
e8, bishop
back.
a5. Yeah, and then you force the knight towards the f7 square because there is no real. But be careful, not that knight g5, knight h3 finds bishop e4 on the board.
He has to go back.
Yes.
And Alireza is dreaming of this
Yes.
to arrive once again.
Wow,
but-
bishop
oh,
c3, knight
bishop
f7, bishop f6, stopping the journey. And knight b7. Yeah, but knight b7 threatens absolutely nothing.
You can just go king c6.
Okay, king c6, knight d8 check. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, okay, it's bad. What to do? Losing, objective losing. But yeah, knight b7. Now also this king f2 steps
bishop
into
b6.
bishop b6. It's over. Yeah, now it's game over. Bishop b6, trapping the knight. What a shocking result. And it just shows how brutal chess is. Alireza was fighting like a lion, but Magnus grinds him down.
And Alireza gets the first.